We see here now some of the best and brightest of our junior athletes on this track. Who are some of the standouts and some of the teams we really should be looking out for?
British Virgin Islands, they have Adeja Hodge, the reigning Austin Seeley Award winner. 6 athletes have won back-to-back Austin Seeley Awards.
All right, good morning. How are you guys doing? It's 19 minutes after 9 o'clock, at least where I am, and 19 minutes after 9 o'clock in Guyana. And not sure what the time is wherever you are, but this is just going to be somewhat brief to talk about Carifta. And as you can see, that the opening of the 50th Carifta Games in the Bahamas. This is very troubling, very, very troubling and disrespectful towards the athletes. And almost every year we find this. Almost every year we find this disrespect and shameful act. And I am beginning to suspect that some people might want to get angry or whatever. It's okay. People get angry sometimes for nothing. But if they're going to get angry for this, so be it. The majority of the athletes are of African descent. Now, let's get straight to the point. Sometimes some of our own people may suck their teeth and say, is everything about race? Well, it's beginning to look like that. And if it walks like a duck, then it probably is. And if it looks like racism, more likely in Guyana, how things are operating, and especially under the installed PPP regime, then it could very well be racism. That the bulk of these athletes are of African descent, and therefore not much interest is going to be placed on them. Not much interest is going to be placed on the athletes because of their ethnicity. And remember, it's not like a sports that you see millions of dollars being pumped into, hundreds of millions of dollars. Cricket. And when we talk about cricket, they get upset, and so we've just got to remind these folks. Now, while you assist in sharing the link, because I promise not to be too long with you guys, I do promise. I want you guys to take this opportunity. But before we get into that, let me just say good morning to all of you. And it's nice of you to tune in this morning. It's an Easter weekend for those who celebrate the Easter holiday. Happy Easter to you. Let me just put this here. That Raekwon Noel stands tall to celebrate gold for, and the headline just said gold for. Obviously, it's gold for Guyana. And all of them are going to want to celebrate in the PPP regime. I'm not talking about their supporters. I'm talking about those vagabonds at Freedom House and at the office of the president, and those in the sports, in their big sports positions, whether it's Hudson, whether it's what's this guy named Kashif, whether it's Ramson, and these guys are shameless. But let me first take you guys to the Bahamas. Let me take you guys to the Bahamas. All the flags are flying, and the beautiful flags of our sister countries. Sometimes they don't say brother country, it's always sister country. But that's all right, Jay. We'll allow that. It's okay. Our sister country. I don't know if some of you guys are with me on this. And congratulations, that's correct. We should all congratulate this young man. He deserves a proper congratulation from us and not from the installed PPP regime, because I'm sure they don't even know how this young man got there. And if you guys think, because oftentimes they get some of their supporters come and say, oh, it's propaganda. And then they put their washed out so-called PR experts to go out there and attack individuals. They put those washed out, I will call them, washed out to go and attack. But I'm watching them, and I know who some of them are, but I'm watching them. So yes, congratulations to this young man. And I know a lot of you are congratulating him. It's well deserved. And usually when there's this victory, then is when you hear Irfan Ali, you hear all of these guys come in and they get something to say that is positive. But here is where they're not going to get credit from me. And I'm sure thousands of you are not going to give them any credit because they don't deserve the credit for these success stories from our young athletes who are making Guyana proud. I am almost certain they don't even know how this young man got to the Bahamas. I'm almost certain that they don't give a damn about this young man. But because this young man scored gold for all of Guyana, yes, all of Guyana should celebrate, should congratulate this young man and the other athletes should celebrate, but not the regime, not these guys. I will talk about them shortly. Let us go to the opening ceremony. And I want you guys to observe something. It's probably going to be about 2 minutes or so. I want you guys to observe something. Observe something. I want you guys to observe. If you think this is and let me know what you've observed. Take a look at the opening ceremony, please.
Our junior athletes on this track, who are some of the standouts and some of the teams we really should be looking out for?
British Virgin Islands, they have Adeja Hodge, the reigning Austin Seeley Award winner. 6 athletes have won back-to-back Austin Seeley Awards. 1982-83, Laverne Eve. 89-90, Kareem Street Thompson. 99-2000, Darrell Brown. 03-04, Usain Bolt. 11-12, you'll know this one, Anthony Strawn. And 2018-2019, Brianna Williams. 2 from Jamaica, 2 from the Bahamas, 1 from Trinidad and Tobago, and 1 from the Cayman Islands. Adeja Hodge has the opportunity to become the 7th.
She's a terrific sprinter. 22.33 indoors for 200 meters. Equals Gwen Torrance in the world all-time. This indoors. A lot of potential. Just turned 17 in March. The sky's the limit for her.
Dominica won a gold medal last year in Kingston in the field. They will be looking to go even better this time around in the Bahamas.
I'm looking at the Barbados contingent. Spoke to them yesterday. They feel a special connection to the 50 because Austin Seeley is from Barbados. He's a genius sports administrator who came up with a concept. Been running for 50 years. They feel special to be here in the Bahamas.
Grenada.
On the screen, the Jamaicans come in. 80-strong team coming up from Kingston. Got in late last night. Had a shakedown at the warm-up track yesterday. Boy, and in there, Jadon Hibbert, world under-20 triple jump record holder.
The Grenada team, tremendous tradition here at the Carifta Games, and in recent years have produced outstanding javelin throwers.
Okay, here's where I want you to pay careful attention. This is the Grenada team. The Grenada team. Look at the Grenada team. Beautiful, but let's keep watching.
On the back of Kirana James, who won the Austin Seeley Award.
World champion Alison Peters, of course.
Notice all these athletes, right? Notice how proud they are. And of course, this team is so strong. You can just imagine how motivated they are as well. Keep on looking, guys. I will get straight to the point.
Twice world champion, no fluke. And in the team, Telesford of Grenada wanting to score big for them in the javelin this year.
Please welcome Haiti.
We're gonna pause for a moment, and I want to go back now so we can do this in kind of like slow motion. Kind of like slow motion. I want you to look out for the Guyana contingent. Look out for them. It's a heck of a lot of them. Look out for them.
In there, Jadon Hibbert, world under 20 triple jump record holder.
Back to the game.
The Grenada team, tremendous tradition here at the Carifta Games, and in recent years have produced outstanding javelin throwers on the back of Kirana James, who won the Austin Seeley Award.
Look out for
World
Guyana,
champion
guys.
Anderson Peters, of course.
Look out for Guyana.
Twice world champion. No fluke. And in the team, Telesford of Grenada, wanting to score big for them in the javelin this year.
Let's get to Guyana. Come on, Guyana. You can't forget. Where's Guyana? Oops. Oh no. Oh no. Are you guys seeing what I am seeing? If you guys can recognize Guyana and the over 20 athletes that's marching there. If you guys recognize Guyana, let me know. Please let me know if you recognize Guyana. Say something if you recognize Guyana. Have you guys recognized Guyana? Are you guys, and for those of you who now joining, we're showing how disrespectful the PPP regime, disrespectful they are. So now we do have a lot of smart people, very intelligent people watching this show. Patricia Botchley is one. Patricia says, hey, but isn't that a Guyana flag with one person carrying it? One person carrying it. And I'm almost certain that that one person is not even a Guyanese, but they just put somebody quickly, say, come on, quickly, right? It is because the Guyanese contingent were not there. Most were stuck back in Guyana. The sports folks there from the Ministry of Sports and whomever else, they complained that the visas didn't come back in time, or they didn't get any visa, or they didn't get any flight, and all manner of things. No flight, no visa, all the complaints. But look at all the other countries. All of the other countries, their athletes are there. All of the other countries and their athletes are there. All. How can we sit by and accept this? Brennan Thompson, good morning, sir. How can we sit by and allow this? And then when we talk about it, we're bad. We are the bad ones. We are the bad ones, according to them. Look at this. What excuse do they have? Let's continue, please, before I. Go Guyana. The only country here. The only country. Look, it's Guyana. So nobody could say it's face, because they love to say space. Look at the Guyana flag. Look at it. One person.
So right behind Haiti is the team.
One person. Is this how they intend to motivate our athletes? One person carrying that flag. One. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if that one person carrying the Guyana flag is not Guyanese, because the athletes were left stranded in Guyana with many excuses upon excuses upon excuses. Somebody's asking me if I'm sure it's Guyana. Of course it's Guyana. You see the Guyana flag right there. This is not a show where we deal with propaganda. Look at the Guyana
Team
flag.
to beat.
Look at the lady and the Guyana flag. Look, the only one right there. Right there. Let's take it back slightly. So you could see it. Let's take it back. Let's take it back slightly. Let's go again. Look at her. The only, and I repeat, the only person straight over there, one person carrying that flag. And again, I repeat, one person carrying that flag. But let's this is sickening. A so-called oil-rich country with billions of dollars. Look at Nutmeg Grenada, and this is not a knock Grenada or whatever. Look at how Grenada and the contingents and all these people, look at them. Well-dressed, well-represented, but Guyana, look. Look at that. Not a single person. Somebody was doing from Bahamas to play the flag. Look at this. Look at it. Look at the flag flying high here.
So right behind Haiti is the team
Flying high. Look.
to beat.
Guyana flag flying high, but not a single athlete. Not a single athlete. I don't know. I know you're being sarcastic, Naomi. I know that, but you know. And then when you talk about these things, they get upset. Now, let me break it down for you guys. You know, this is the team, I believe, from Antigua, and they're there. All the buses coming in with the athletes, and the athletes are happy, and people are there to cheer them, and so forth. Nothing at all. But when this young man got his gold for Guyana, they're gonna jump up and say, Guyana did this, Guyana did that. But what has Guyana done for these people? What has Guyana done for these athletes? Billions of dollars they're giving to their friends and cronies for contracts and all manner of things. What has Guyana done for its athletes? They put 100 times more into cricket for obvious reasons. But for this, we know who the bulk of the athletes are. And when you talk, they get vexed, they get upset. Well, I'm long gone past that stage of those hooligans who are running the government right now. And let's see something else. Let us see something else. This was last year. The Athletic Association of Guyana, that's what's AAG for, hoping to send at least 20 athletes to 2023 Carifta Games. 20 athletes. That's according to the Kaito News, December of last year. They're hoping to send at least 20. But that was since last year. You're telling me if you're hoping to send 20, and this is what you said since December of last year, aren't you going to prepare? Aren't you going to be prepared? But here's a portion of the article written by Raul Tony back then. It says in the Kaito News, Guyana could have a representation of at least 20 athletes at the 2023 Carifta Games, according to the president of the Athletics Association of Guyana, AAG, and the president of the Athletic Association is Aubrey Hudson. Aubrey Hudson, what has happened? What exactly has happened? We keep seeing these blunders, these shameless blunders over and over and over again. When will it stop? When will the disrespect of our athletes stop? Is it because the bulk of these athletes are of African descent? And so, for the most part, we see these sort of treatment under the PPP regime. But it doesn't mean that under the coalition they didn't have one or two blunders. They've had their blunders, but not as blatant as we're seeing it right now under the installed PPP regime. Look at what's happening. Let's take it, because I promise you that I'm not going to be on long with you guys, but let's take it back a little bit so you guys can see Guyana's representation.
Here at the Carifta Games, and in recent years have produced outstanding javelin throwers on the back of Kirana James, who won the Austin Seeley Award.
World champion Alison Peters, of course, twice world champion, no fluke. And in the team, Telesford of Grenada wanting to score big for them in the javelin this year.
Haiti, please welcome Haiti.
So right behind Haiti is the team to beat.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jamaica.
Massive share for the Jamaican team, as you would expect. 80-strong member team, and
Martinique.
not all members of the team will be part of the opening ceremony. Of course, many of the athletes who are likely to be in action on Saturday's opening day would sit this out. But the ones who do get an opportunity to parade, this is a massive occasion for them. 92 medals for Jamaica in Kingston last year. And the thinking is they will be pushing to better that here in the Bahamas.
Everywhere I go to Carifta across the Caribbean, huge support for the Jamaican team. Cayman, Barbados, everywhere, and it's the same here in the Bahamas.
And I can tell you it's not just even in the Caribbean, as I'm sure you know, around the world, wherever the Jamaica team shows up, the support is always here.
So much.
So you guys are seeing exactly what's happening there, right? You guys have seen it for yourselves. And even as of now, we are told that Guyanese athletes are stuck in Cuba. They're stuck in Cuba. The government of Bahamas, I believe, they sent a plane for those athletes. The government of Bahamas, not the government of Guyana, the government of Bahamas. And these clowns who are part of the regime, the installed regime, are parading themselves as a one Guyana, and Guyana is like a little Dubai, and all manner of things. There is no evidence of that. Guyana, apart from the fact that it's not like a little Dubai, and the little soup that they love to give to people to go out there and drink soup and to pretend as though people are joining them and people love them and all manner of things. We see the couple soup drinkers, but we'll deal with them on another occasion. So this is what it is. They are stuck. They are stuck in Havana right now. They're stuck in Cuba right now because somebody's asking here if it's one person they saw for Guyana. Of course, it's one person you saw for Guyana. It's one person you saw for Guyana. Let's go back.
Not all members of the team will be part of the opening ceremony. Of course, many of the...
Let's go back. One person for Guyana. One person for Guyana. We got one person right today. We're not dealing with propaganda here. We're not. One person for Guyana. You're going to see it coming up shortly.
The Grenada team, tremendous tradition here at the Carifta Games. And in recent years have produced outstanding javelin throwers on the back of Kirana James, who won the Austin Seeley Award.
World champion Alison Peters, of course, twice world champion, no fluke. And in the team, Telesford of Grenada wanting to score big for them in the javelin this year.
Look, straight across there, that's Guyana. One person carrying the Guyana flag. One person. Sorry about that. You guys didn't get a chance. Let's remove this. One person carrying the Guyana flag all the way there. And I'm not even sure whether that person is Guyana or not. I'm not even sure if that one person is Guyana or not. You guys calm down. The picture is blocking it. Yeah, the Guyanese, oh gosh, you're blocking it more. Look, it's right there. It's right there, guys. Let's go back since it was blocked and you couldn't see properly. Let's go.
Here at the Carifta Games. And in recent years have produced outstanding javelin throwers on the back of Kirana James, who won the Austin Seeley Award.
World champion Alison Peters, of course, twice world champion, no fluke. And in the team, Telesford of Grenada wanted to score big for the Middle Jasmine this year.
Guyana. Oops, Guyana coming up. Look, Guyana. Y'all see Guyana. Nothing in block y'all this time. Y'all see Guyana. Y'all see what is going on there. One person. Meanwhile, this youngster that got there, that scored a goal, got a goal for Guyana. They're gonna rush and they're gonna plaster it all over the media, and they're gonna have some sort of nice thing when they return, so that they can get the photo ops and all these things. That is what they're about. The photo ops. They don't give a damn about these athletes. Not a damn about these athletes. Look, this was since April 14, 2022. It says here, national pride. Oh, they're happy. National pride, the athletes did us well. But what have they done for the athletes? This was since April 14th of last year. Hudson, eager about hosting a 50th Carifta Games. This is the 50th Carifta Games. They had over 1 year to prepare for this. And look at the embarrassment there. One person carrying the Guyana flag. Athletes were not sent. They complained that they were, according to the sports authority in Guyana, but they had visa issues, and then they had flight issues, because these guys, Ramson and them, are not prepared. They're insulting these athletes. And that's the evidence we're showing you guys. We're not coming here for any propaganda. But the other teams, look at how well prepared they are. I don't know. Meanwhile, this is what this little, idiot, or whatever you want to term him, dancehall competition for next year's MASH. He's concerned now about dancehall competition for next year MASH. And look at what is happening now in the Bahamas for Carifta. One person carrying the Guyana flag. Scores of Guyanese athletes are stranded right now, 46 minutes after 9 o'clock. They're stranded right now in Cuba. And the government of Bahamas had to send, or is preparing to send, a plane for those athletes. Can you believe that? Can you guys believe it? Shame on the installed racist PPP regime of Guyana. Shame on them. But then again, they have no shame. I will monitor the situation with the athletes, Guyanese athletes in Cuba. There are a few of the Guyanese athletes in the Bahamas right now. They're staying at a hotel. And this is another thing. They're staying at a hotel. The hotel not serving them no breakfast, no food, no nothing. And people have to rush down there. Some Guyanese who are there to make sure that if they have relatives there or friends there, to make sure that they get something to eat. Is that how you want our athletes to run? Is that how you want our athletes to swim and jump with a hungry stomach, an empty stomach? Is that how we treat our athletes? Shame on these guys. Shame on them. But we wish our athletes the best. How motivated can they be? How motivated when they see the disorganized way of things being done and the ill treatment of some of their fellow athletes, or most of their athletes? No food to eat, rushing to board a flight, visa frustration because it's last minute, and then now stuck in Cuba, no flight out, and another country has to go and rescue them. And then when they reach there in the Bahamas, they got to rush, they got to grab something to eat, a hot dog, eat something, some swank, and then rush to go and represent Guyana under those circumstances. Look at these other athletes. Take a look at Jamaica and all these other athletes from those countries. Look at them.
Welcome.
All right, so this is now the parade of the athletes as well. We are well into this, gentlemen. We see here now some of the best and brightest of our junior athletes on this track. Who are some of the standouts and some of the teams we really should be looking out for?
Virgin Islands.
British Virgin Islands, they have Adeja Hodge, the reigning Austin Sealy Award winner. 6 athletes have won back-to-back Austin Sealy Awards. 1982, 83, Laverne Eve. 89, 90, Kareem Street Thompson. 99, 2000, Darrell Brown. 03, 04, Usain Bolt. 11, 12, you'll know this one, Anthony Strawn. And 2018, 2019, Brianna Williams. 2 from Jamaica, 2 from the Bahamas, 1 from Trinidad and Tobago, and 1 from the Cayman Islands. Adeja Hodge has the opportunity to become the 7th.
She's a terrific sprinter. 22.33 indoors for 200 meters. Equals Gwen Torrance in the world all-time. This indoors. A lot of potential. Just turned 17 in March. The sky's the limit for her.
Dominica won a gold medal last year in Kingston in the field. They will be looking to go even better this time around in the Bahamas.
I'm looking at the Barbados contingent. Spoke to them yesterday. They feel a special connection to Carifta 50 because Austin Sealy is from Barbados. He's a genius sports administrator who came up with a concept. Been running for 50 years. They feel special to be here in the Bahamas.
Grenada.
On the screen, the Jamaicans come in. 80-strong team coming up from Kingston. Got in late last night. Had a shakedown at the warm-up track yesterday. Boy, and in there, Jadon Hibbert, world under-20 triple jump record holder.
The Grenada team, tremendous tradition here at the Carifta Games, and in recent years have produced outstanding javelin throwers on the back of Kirana James, who won the Austin Sealy Award.
World champion Alison Peters, of course, twice world champion, no fluke, and in the team, Telesford of Grenada, wanting to score big for them in the javelin this year.
Guyana. You guys asked, for those of you who just joined us, look, Guyana is right there, all the way. Look straight between there. That is Guyana. That is Guyana. Look at this. Look at this, whoever this person is, Asafa Anderson, whoever Asafa Anderson is. Mr. Ben Sharp, you need to stop with your propaganda. What propaganda? You see, there's where these folks just jump in. You need to stop with your propaganda. The athletes left for Cuba early yesterday en route to games. It's the airline delay, not Minister Ramson fault. And all your followers need to do is their homework. Which hole this guy pop out from? Which hole he pops out from to say that this is propaganda? The issue is not whether they're stuck now in Cuba, is why they're in Cuba now when they should have been in the Bahamas. They had 1 year. The authorities had 1 year, Asafa, to prepare for this. Look at all the other countries that are there. Do we see any excuses? Do we hear any excuses? It's a shame and an embarrassment that one flag. Look at that one flag, Asafa. Look at that one flag. Stop with your propaganda. Stop trying to come here to just divert attention, because people who are watching this show are not silly people. They didn't go to IFLAT University. In fact, they went to a university, Asafa. And so they're not dummies. Look at this. And you have this nerve to come here to tell me, so that you can represent your boy, Ramson, to tell me that this is propaganda. You see, that is the level of thinking of these guys who got to rush out there to defend stupidity for a bowl of soup. Look at what Asaf is saying. Mr. Benchap, you need to stop with your propaganda. What propaganda? And here it is that he's confirming their stupidity. Propaganda. The athletes left for Cuba early yesterday. Why the athletes? Why the athletes? Why the athletes, Asafa? Why the athletes left only for yesterday when they had a whole year? You guys had an entire year. Look, when you guys come in to defend certain things, y'all shouldn't do it, because y'all are opening a can of worms and expose the incompetence of Ramson and those who are in charge in our sports fraternity there in Guyana. Hear the stupidity from Asafa. Mr. Ben Sharp, you need, and I'm glad that you're here to confirm that the athletes are indeed in Cuba right now. But thank you so much. Here is what Asafa Anderson is saying. Mr. Ben Sharp, you need to stop with your propaganda. The athletes left for Cuba early yesterday. the game started, and now he's coming to say, the game started a couple of days ago, but he's now coming to say that, stop with your propaganda, Mr. Ben Sharp. The athletes left for yesterday morning to Cuba. Now, who is this guy? Here, look at his question. And these are the guys who are part of the sports ministry. Here is question. So they're going to travel a year ahead? Oh, Father, y'all help me. No wonder why that person has that one person there has that Guyana flag, and it's the lone person of all the other countries. The question is not whether they're going to travel a year ahead. Who is this guy? Who is Asafa Anderson? Whoever, Ramson couldn't possibly send this guy out to talk on his behalf. He is now asking me whether the athletes, you want to travel 1 year ahead? Holy Father. Now let me drink some water, man. I was just about to go, Oh, yeah, before. Now, I'm not going to give Asafa the donkey. I think I may know Asafa. He probably may know better, but he's just singing for whatever it is but he's not making any sense. You don't have to send the athletes 1 year, book the flight and send them 1 year. You don't have to do that, sir. But what you have to do is to prepare them 1 year, to prepare these people to know that the event is going to start at such and such a time and such a day. And therefore, you make all the preparations, because by then you would know that you are preparing for 20 athletes, or at least 20 athletes. Do we have the money? All right. So we have the money budgeted. I'm assuming that you guys did. Airlines, you ensure that you block off 20 flights or 25 seats, for that day. You block it off. You make it 30. Block off 30 seats because their coaches and other folks may have to go. You block it off for that period. So you know at that time you have 30 seats blocked out, right? You don't have to give the names. You're just buying out that seat en route to the Bahamas. So there will be no issue concerning the seats. And then about 4 to 5 months leading up to this here, you would already know who the athletes are that will be representing Guyana at Carifta. And therefore you start right away with the visa preparations for those who have to get the visa. What is so difficult about that, sir? Tell me, what is so difficult about that you are here on this program trying to say that it is propaganda and all manner of stuff? And I just outlined to you. And look at this stupid comment. So they're going to travel a year ahead? Holy smoke. At 11, almost midday today, they were still at the airport in Guyana. So what are you guys talking about? Look, don't come and talk crap, guy. Don't come and talk crap, because you're not making any sense, Asafa. You're not making any sense. First, you come here hallowed, but it's propaganda. You come on behalf of Ramson and you say this is propaganda. And then you confirm that the athletes are stuck in Cuba. And what makes it even more stupid is that you confirm that they only left yesterday morning when they should have been there. Look at this walk, this march past sermon. Look at it. Look at it. You should be ashamed of that to even come to say that you want to represent.
The Grenada team, tremendous tradition here at the Carifta
What a
Games.
shame.
And in recent
These
years have
people-
produced outstanding
these guys-
javelin throwers on the back of Kirana James,
These guys had a year to prepare.
who won the
And
Austin
look at the
Seeley
other
Award.
countries. 1 year they've had to prepare.
World champion
Look at
Anderson
them.
Peters, of
They're
course.
here.
Twice
They're
world champion.
here.
No
They're
flu.
ahead of time.
And in the team,
They didn't
Tennis
come
Bud
here 1 year
of
and
Grenada
wait
won
for
the
the
discovery for the
two
minute javelin this year.
And that's not what we're saying. It just shows the mindset, the mentality of these guys. Look, 1 year. You see that one flag there? 1 year to prepare for that. 1 year to prepare for that. But look at this embarrassment. Look at this embarrassment. But yet somebody for Ramson gonna come and make things worse, because I was just about to wrap up on the lam away, you know. Someone for Ramson, God in heaven knows, what's his name again? Asafa. You know, Asafa come. Here he said, do you think we wanted that things happen? I don't know. Well, Asafa, I ain't even understand with it. Do you think we want? Yes, I think y'all wanted it to happen because of a bunch of incompetence and crazy Looney Tune people who were in charge of this. 1 year you guys had for this to prepare. Mind you, let me break it down for you, Asafa. 1 year to prepare doesn't mean you got to send the athletes them there 1 year to sit down and wait. 1 year to prepare. And in 4 months back, the Athletic Association and the Ministry of Sports and so forth would have already known who these athletes are. Visa preparation, airline tickets would have already been blocked off months ahead. You don't wait 2 days to book flights. You don't wait a week to book flights for about 15, 20 athletes or 20 persons and expect all the flights to be available 1 week prior to the event. No, you do not do that. And anybody who does that, something is wrong with their brain. Not only have they attended the University of wait. This guy saying, hope I am man enough. You don't have to be man enough to apologize. You apologize when you know that you have said so. What's wrong with this guy? Is this guy okay? This guy is saying because he came and he said that the athletes only left yesterday morning to go to Cuba, and that I am spreading propaganda here and hope I am man enough. Damn right, I'm man enough. Is that what you're looking for, me to be man enough to apologize to you for what? What is there to apologize for? Y'all are a bunch of incompetent nincompoops. That is what you guys are. You guys are the ones who should be apologizing to the athletes, who should be apologizing to the nation for this stupidity. You know, the team was excluded from the March Pass. The money was not paid. Oh, the money was not paid also. They couldn't have gone into the athletic village. How could they have gone into the athletic village also? This is another issue, that the money was not paid. The check was probably, I don't know if something went wrong with the check or whatever. The last minute situation. The last minute situation. Y'all are a disgrace at the Ministry of, a disgrace. A disgrace. A disgrace to the ministry. A disgrace. Come on, Asafa Anderson, you should know. Well, I don't know if you should know better. You're supposed to be some race car driver or whatever it is that you are. You're back in Guyana now, and here is where you feel that you have the authority to come and talk and tell people shame on them and they should apologize. Who are you? I'm glad that you're back in Guyana now and you're a race car driver, you're driving car and these are the things. You know, I'm glad, but you shouldn't put yourself out there like this because you're going to end up with this award. Anyway, so Safa Anderson, again, I want to say that I'm glad that you're back in Guyana. I'm glad that you're doing something at least positive with your life. Notice that you were part of the Guardian for Democracy and all these manner of things. This doesn't mean you know anything about sports and management and these sort of things, you know. It doesn't mean that, but I suggest that you relax yourself and don't do this next time because you're embarrassing yourself. The students, the athletes, are stuck in Cuba. The athletes are stuck in Cuba. The money has not been paid for. The money has not been paid for. And these sort of things. And Asafa, I didn't mean when I say you're a race car driver, because you know when Ramson drives in the streets, he speeds, right? Zoom, and he's probably right there next to you, because you know when you drive and you are Ramson's driver, right? Let the people know that you are Ramson's driver. Let them know that. Let them know. And therefore, Ramson probably put you up to come and talk, since when you have the authority as a driver to speak on behalf of Ramson and know what happened and when what happened. Look, tell Ramson pay the bill. Let for the athletics area, let them pay the bill. The athletes are stuck in Cuba right now, a last minute something. It ain't making sense, Asafa. And whilst it ain't making sense, you ain't making no sense either. None whatsoever. And because of folks like you, we are now seeing the embarrassment and incompetence of the installed PPP regime because of people like you. But if I were Asafa, I would just be quiet. And you have all reasons, Asafa, to be quiet. You know what I mean, right? Don't you? Take this again. I hope Ben Chap is man enough to. I look, just drive Ramson. God in heaven knows we're driving him today, but it's an embarrassment. And I hope Ramson, you and all of y'all wouldn't jump when our athletes are doing whatever they're doing. Well, they're boarding a chartered flight. Of course, I have said that earlier. They're boarding a chartered flight. They're boarding a chartered flight. Who's paying for it now? I did say that earlier, that they're now boarding a chartered flight to head to the Bahamas. Shame and a disgrace. Shame and a disgrace. Sorry. Shame and a disgrace. They're not going to tell you that the government of Bahamas, I was told that the government of Bahamas is paying for this chartered flight because of the embarrassment and so forth. It's an embarrassment. The athletes are stuck in Cuba. And you see, now this information is coming out. Now it's coming out. Asafa, the driver for Ramson, who wants people to be man enough. Tell Ramson he should be man enough and do what's good for the athletes right now. He should be man enough and do what's good for the athletes, but we can't expect that, right? Can't expect. But you talk stupidness, not Theodore Adams. Morning to you, Theodore. Asafa, whatever his name is, Anderson. Come on, talk dotishness. It make no sense. Said that this is propaganda. And in present no evidence. Everybody's confirming, yes, Theodore did. Royal Tony is saying that there's a chartered flight from Cuba now from Cuba. They haven't even paid their monies to go in to the athletic village. They didn't pay their money to go in there. How much a lack of motivation for our athletes. These guys are ridiculous, man. But again, Asafa Anderson, if I were you, and you know what I'm talking, just drive your minister properly and be quiet next time. Don't jump into situations that you know you're going to get a slam down. You're going to get slammed down. Don't jump into situation. And again, I say, Asafa, shh. Don't let me open my mouth. Shh. And drive your minister carefully. All right. So continue praying for our athletes. Exactly. They're sleeping in the stands. They have nowhere to go. Their hotel, some of them who are already there in the Bahamas are at a hotel with no breakfast, no nothing served. They're treating these athletes like dogs. That is how they're treating these athletes. But when we get gold, them in the PPP want to celebrate. These guys in the PPP want to celebrate. No. It can't happen. We got to wish the athletes them the best. But look at where the focus is. Dancehall. Dancehall. Dancehall for matrimony. A set of clowns. Anyway, guys, have a great rest of the day. If there's any new development, I will be back on to share that with you. Not propaganda. Let the PPP deal with their propaganda and their driver, the SAFA. The SAFA, shh, shh, buddy, shh. Just drive carefully. Drive carefully. See you guys later on. Oh, what an embarrassment. Our athletes do not deserve this. And then they want to go Linden to build cricket pitch and all manner of things saying that they're concerned about sports. They're not concerned about sports. Shame on all of them. Kashif, shame on you too.
On the screen, the Jamaicans come in. 80-strong team coming up from Kingston. Got in late last night. Had a shakedown at the warm-up track yesterday. Boy, and in there, Jadon Hibbert, world under-20 triple jump record holder.
The Grenada team, tremendous tradition here at the Carifta Games, and in recent years have produced outstanding javelin throwers on the back of Kirana James, who won the Austin Seeley Award.
World champion Alison Peters, of course, twice world champion, no fluke. And in the team, Telesford of Grenada, wanting to score big for them in the javelin this year.
Haiti, please welcome Haiti.
So right behind Haiti is the team to beat.